Okay, so the question is solve for x. We have negative 8x squared plus 7x is equal to 2. And our goal is just to solve for x. So this is a quadratic equation because we have an x squared as our highest order polynomial. So we're going to use the quadratic formula to solve this problem. So if you don't know what the quadratic formula is, it is that x is equal to negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c. All of that divided by 2 times a. So to use a quadratic formula, all you need are the coefficients a, b, and c. So in our equation, in order to figure out what these coefficients are, we're going to move everything to one side of the equation. So we're going to subtract 2 from both sides in order to get the 2 on the left-hand side. And we're just going to end up with negative 8x squared plus 7x minus 2 equals 0. So now we can see our coefficients here. So in a general polynomial, we have ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So we have our coefficients a, b, and c, and we can find those in our formula, our equation over here. So we have negative 8 for a positive 7 for b, and a negative 2 for c. So we're now just going to plug in all of our coefficients and figure out what we get for x at the end. So we have x is equal to negative b, which is going to give us a negative 7, plus or minus the square root of b squared. So b here is a 7 again, so 7 squared is 49, minus 4 times a times c. So our a is a negative 8, and our c is a negative 2. So we multiply those together, we get a positive 16. We divide all of this by 2 times a. Our a is a negative 8, so we get a negative 16. So if we just simplify some things, we now have negative 7 plus or minus the square root. So now we have 4 times 16. So this 4 times 16 is going to give us a 64. And then we just do 49 minus 64 gives us a negative 15. And this is all still divided by a negative 16. So if you ever have a negative under the square root, that means we're working with imaginary numbers. So I is equal to the square root of negative 1. So we can really rewrite this equation right here as x is equal to negative 7 plus or minus I times the square root of 15 divided by negative 16. Oops. And we get two answers here because we have a plus or minus. So in the end, we can write all of this as Just make some more room. X is equal to 7 over 16 plus I times the square root of 15, and X is equal to 7 over 16 minus I times the square root of 15. So those are your two answers for X.